Oh, darling, I just learned something interesting earlier. See, Charlie gave me this particular test, and I think it was subtly abstract at first, but after being told what it was, I came to realize what she was trying to get out of me. The test, it had something to do with one's sexuality and gender. Well, clearly, I see myself as a man, a male, a he, him. There should be no question to such. But of course, she wanted to check up on that. Well, she wasn't too surprised with the results. After all, I am very open with how I act. Wouldn't you agree? Exactly. It also mentioned something about me being asexual. Biologically speaking, I've already surpassed that concept. A human typically begins puberty either at age 10 or 11, but it could go for as young as 8 and 9. So it's no question that I am in fact complete with that transition from an asexual to asexual being. Huh? That wasn't the point of the quiz? Well, I mean, that is how I interpreted it, unless it was referring to how often a person pleasures themselves, or if they have a partner that they do intercourse with. It's leading towards those concepts, isn't it? Well, I suppose it did ask me if I was ever physically attracted to males. Now, don't tell anyone about this, but I did use my charisma, per se, on certain individuals back in my human days. They would have never seen it coming, especially from a mixed man such as me. They'd assume to be given some form of intimacy, only to be drenched in their own sin and blood. I must say, my favorite parts of those experiences of mine were when they were screaming and begging for help. No one would know where they were at. No one suspected I would be a perpetrator, the perpetrator to such crimes. I was just a poor, naive, unintelligent Creole man. That saved me all the trouble, at the very least. Am I repulsed towards sex? How vulgar. But yes, you could consider me to be spiteful of such. I never shared any poor experience with it, but it always seemed to be a chore, and I didn't want any of it. Romance. Well, there were some people in my life who seemed to matter more than I intended to, but I do not think that I felt anything that compelling towards those people. No, not at all. But that's enough of me. What about you, my dear? Where in this spectrum do you land on? Oh? Oh, I see. That's why you were willing to listen to me. Well, quite frankly, anyone might have bothered tuning in to my little rambling. After all, I did host a radio show back then as well. If you were alive during my most exceptional era, you might have enjoyed listening to radio shows more. Not scummy television broadcasts. Ugh. But I do find it peculiar. You don't fully act your identity. That shouldn't be seen as an issue. Do not think otherwise. I just simply see it as interesting. Why I say you don't act it is because of how you seem to be invested in others' experiences. How you manage to not feel revolted over the thought of such. Or perhaps you are too well off in that mask of yours that you like it. That could be the case, and I would be none the wiser. Oh, but don't get me wrong, I do believe that these labels don't fully control what our thoughts and beliefs are. We might simply change one day, and that would completely be up to your decision. Life is scary and playful after all, but that might also be the fun in this world. The concept of change. I'd beg to differ on such, but if it works for other individuals, then good on them. Gray romanticism. Gray romanticism? What is that? A spectrum. Those who relate with aromanticism, the feeling of romance, very infrequently. Interesting. Oh, you're asking me if I feel that. I do not know. To be very honest with you, dear, this topic is not my strong suit. I hope it was obvious from the beginning. I'm glad that you at least find this conversation uplifting. If it were anyone else, I'm certain that they would have stood up and left, uninterested over this. Well, for instance, we have Angel Dust. From my understanding, he only prefers men. Therefore, he's gay or homosexual. Charlie herself is bisexual? Bisexual. I saw her results and that was what we saw. Her girlfriend. She hates men the same way I'd expect from a woman who has had enough from the control felt from masculine leaders, or the male population that tries to gain such from women. But that's honestly all I understand regarding these sexualities and identities. Oscar? Well, I'm not sure. He seems to be quite intrigued or interested in Angel Dust, but we have yet to know. Alright, I do believe I have said enough. That was quite an earful out of me, correct? Well, I do hope that you enjoyed tuning in to me discussing about sexualities oh so briefly. On a side note, you did mention to me what you were before earlier. Again, I only mentioned that you are interesting for being able to stick out, yet also blend in so beautifully with the crowd. And I think being able to commit to such a bit is a beautiful thing to be able to do so in the first place. So I hope my words don't discourage you. Now, whatever you might be in the present, or whatever you were in the past, or whatever you will become in the future, it is all up to your call, your decisions. I do think I've garnered enough time from you. I'll see you again sometime, dear.